There could be good news on the way for 2.6 million people who are on the care workers visa. We have updates on the issue. We know a few days ago, the Home Secretary announced that some people who came on the care workers visa will now have to live in the United Kingdom for 15 years before they will be able to get settled status. But they're behind the scene. Things are happening. And today we have some good news for you, and we will explain the role that every one of us has to play for us to get the outcome that we want, and some relief for those people who are on care workers. Some of them feel trapped. Some of them feel like they are living in a slave bubble. Employers are bullying them, threatening them that if you misbehave, that I will report you and cancel your sponsor visa, and you and your family will have to leave the country. There might be some good news at last for those people. What is the updates that we have? A few days ago, this is quite huge and significant. We have updates that Unisom leaders met with two advocates, Adekule Akintola and Lydia Kibatu. Before we proceed, all of us owe these two people, admiration and gratitude for what they are trying to do. They met with Unisom. Why is this significant? Unisom is one of the major union that donate money to the Labour Party. They are one of the biggest backers of Labour Party. In fact, Unite and Unisom and other trade unions, if they pull their support from the Labour Party, the party will collapse. That is how much influence these trade unions have on the Labour Party. So these guys, they met with them, and the issue that they raised with them is they raised the issue of the government increasing from 5 to 15 years the amount of time that people have to stay. But there is one development that we may have some relief. What they are pushing for is that they are saying to Unite leaders that the current system where the work permit is given to the employer, that they need to change it. That they need to change it for the work permit to be given to the individual. What that means is that what they are pushing for is that you are not tied to one employer. You have the visa, you can work for any employer. You are the ones that will pay for your renewal fee, because currently a lot of employers pay around £300 when they take you on sponsorship. So they want to remove it so that the employee, will be able to pay the £300, and you can choose. If I'm not tied to one person, if I'm working for a care company and I find another job in another company, I can switch. I can choose who I want to work for, because the current system, as they said the current system allow a lot of workers to feel trapped. They feel trapped in a system where the employers are bullying them, telling them, oh, the moment you misbehave, you are out. The moment you misbehave, you are out. According to the activist, Christina met with the head of Christina, that is the head of Unisom. What they have promised them, they say many care staff reported physical and verbal attack, as well as intimidation by employers who hold too much power under the current system. So what they are saying is that the employers have too much powers. The moment you misbehave, you are threatened that your visa will be cancelled, because employers know that the moment they cancel your visa, you are out of the country if you cannot find a job in 60 days. What they are pushing for is a system whereby you're not tied to the employer. If you leave the employer, you can go and work for any employer, just like they have it in the Republic of Ireland, just like they have it in Canada, where if I leave my employer, my job is not going to be affected. I can get switch employer and my visa is guaranteed. That system, they are saying that the system is what they are pushing for, and you, as you're watching now, you have a role to play, because what they are saying is that Unisom have promised that they are going to lobby the MPs, because these changes that the government announced a few days ago is going to come into effect in the spring. But what they are saying is that they are going to lobby the MP, because, like I said before, if Unisom, most of Labour Party donation comes from Unisom. If they pull their donation, the Labour Party, they are gone. It's as simple as that. The moment they pull their donation, the Labour Party is gone, because most of their donation comes from the union. That is where this is very, very huge. When the Labour Party was formed in 1900, it was an alliance between the socialists and the trade union movement. That was what gave birth to the Labour Party. So the trade union movement has always been an integral part of the Labour Party. They have always had huge influence. In fact, the trade union movement, they are the ones that elected Jeremy Corbyn. They are the ones that elected Ed Miliband. Without their support, Keir Starmer is not going to. So this is huge. So as you are watching me now, what can you do as you are watching me now? You have a role to play. Brothers and sisters, this is the time for us to be strategic in our thinking. This is the time for us all to know that, yes, we have a role to play. As you're watching me now, there is a link in the description section for you to contact your MP. It is free of charge. We have a few months to lobby these MPs, to put pressure on them so that they know that this, we are not saying to them, okay, they are saying that they want to make sure that migrants do not take benefit. Most migrants, let's be honest, they are not interested in benefit. What we are going to, what we're saying is that let them give migrants the visa that is not tied to an employer. If you leave your employer, you don't have to worry about leaving the country in 60 days if you do not get a job. So that if I leave my employer, at least as long as I am not relying on benefit, I can still continue to stay in the country and find a work and job. So how can you, as you're watching me now, play a role? I am not affected. This is not about me. Those of you that have followed me for a long time know that this platform, I have used this platform to claim more than 136,000 pounds for victims of COS who were scammed, and I did not collect a penny, because that is my role. But you have a role to play. And what can you do? Go on now. There is a link here for you to contact your MP. How can you contact your MP? This link is very easy. Say, for instance, I live in NE45AP and I want to contact my MP. I go on this website, I put my postcode, I click on here. It shows me these are the councillors representing me. This is the MP representing me. This is the person representing me in the House of Lords. So if I want to contact my MP, all I do is I click on here and I write here. Once I write this, complete this message, why I'm completing the MP, I put my name here, put my address here, and I'll go to the bottom and I'll click preview and send. I send. Now, why does this matter? Let me be very clear to you. All politicians only care about one thing. They want to win election and they want to be seen to be in touch with their constituents. If we all start emailing MPs now, saying to them, okay, you're saying that the care workers visa, you're concerned about people taking benefit. What about giving us the right to work for employer, not to be tied to any employer? That is a win-win for you. We're not taking benefit, but we do not want to be at the mercy of unscrupulous employer, because some people have described the current system as modern day slavery. I spoke with a Scottish lady the other day who told me, say, Frank, I had to intervene in my place of work because my boss keeps shouting at the people that came from Nigeria, Ghana on the care workers visa. She keeps shouting at them, oh, if you don't take this job, we'll cancel your visa and you and your family will leave it. She has to say, look, this is wrong for you to, these people are sick. The woman was saying the worker was sick, but the worker had to come to work because the worker is mindful that if they do not come to work, they will lose their sponsorship. That is modern day slavery. That should not be happening in the United Kingdom in 2025. If the government says that they are concerned about what the migrant taking benefit, oh, that's fine. Okay, but give this migrant the right to be able to work for any employer and not tied to one employer, because the current system, the visa sponsorship is given to the employer. The system that they have in Canada, Ireland, you are the one that have the visa. You can choose the employer that you work for. If you lose your job, you are not going to leave the country. That is the system that they have in Ireland. Even the people that the government is trying to please, reform themselves, they are not calling on the government to say, look, if you do what you're trying to do, there will be no people that will do the work that these carers are doing. Even the reform that the government is trying to please, they themselves are now saying that these workers are critical. They are doing jobs that a lot of British people don't want to do, and these people deserve to be treated with dignity. So the update that we have for our people today, this is not the time to stand idle. This is not the time for you to fold your hands and be praying. We need to be strategic. We need to be strategic and have the emotional intelligence to use our voice, use our position. It doesn't cost you any money to contact your MP. It is free for you to do it. Go on now. There is a link there. Start contacting your MP. Start sharing this video with anyone that you know will benefit. Share this video with anyone that you know will benefit and tell them to contact the MP, because if you fold your hands and you wait, spring is just around the corner. They're going to make the changes and you will have to stay in the UK for 15 years. And that 15 years, you will be at the mercy of your employer. I speak with some people, they tell me, say, Frank, when I wake up in the morning, I'm going to work, my heart is panicking. I am panicking. If this will sack me, I can't get a job in 60 days. I am out of the country. No human being deserves to be living in that kind of environment. All we are asking for is if government can say, yes, they can't take benefit, migrant can't take benefit. If that's fine. Most people who come from Commonwealth country, they don't take benefit in Nigeria, Ghana, Zimbabwe, South Africa, India, Pakistan. There's no benefit in those countries, but people survive. So all we are asking for the government to do right now is for the government to remove the power that employers have. Give the sponsorship visa to the individual. Let the individual pay the £200 that the employer pay. And if I choose to leave the employer, that is up to me. As long as I'm not relying on benefit, I am not worried that I will be kicked out of the country. That is common sense. The migrants are not asking for too much. They don't want to collect benefit. All they are asking for the government to do right now, and you that is watching this video, you have a role to play. You can make the difference by going on the link now, contacting your MP. This is not the time for you to go and pray and sleep. And you wake up tomorrow morning, you're going to work and you are worried that if you lose your job, you haven't got a job in 60 days, you're out of the country. This is the time for you to be strategic. This is the time for you to contact your MP. Keep emailing them every day. Tell them you do not want to be under this system, which is slave. You want them to remove it. And if you know anyone who is a care worker, share this video with them. Tell them that we all have a role to play. I have been here before. 17 years ago, when the government changed the rule, people went to court and the judge ordered that what the government did is wrong, and they ordered them to give stay to those who came when the law. We might not get that kind of outcome in the current arena, but all we are asking for is that those who are in the UK on the care workers visa should not be living in fear, knowing full well that the moment your employer end your contract, 60 days you can't get a job, you're out of the country. We want what they have in Canada, what they have in Ireland, where you, the individual, you are the one that is granted the work permit. If you lose your job, as long as you find another job, you don't take benefit, you're fine in the country. That is what we want. And all of us have a role to play. This is not the time for you to stand by. We need to change our mindset. Somebody told me that somebody was celebrating that it will not take 15 years for migrant to get visa. And the person that was celebrating is also a migrant. And they asked him why. He said, oh, these people, they are showing themselves. These people that came yesterday, they are showing themselves. Let them take 15 years. Let them suffer. We need to change our mindset. We need to go and learn from the Irish experience when they came to the US in the late 18th century, how they were able to strategize and rise from the bottom to the top. All we are saying, as you're watching this video now, share with any carer that you know will affect, share this video with them and tell them to contact their MP and ask their MP to remove that. That is all we are asking our people to do. It's not going to cost any money. This is not the time for you to pray. Continue to support us. Share this video, give it a like so that people can see. Make sure you do your own part.